So you're saying you think you'll be better looking at 54 versus now at 34, excuse me.
I think that will depend on what resources are available to me.
Such as?
All kinds of different cosmetic and athletic skincare. Yeah. Okay. Like different workouts, dietary. We know so much more about nutrition now than we did 20 years ago.
Another diet thing. Okay. So,
I think nutrition.
And you're talking plastic surgery too?
Some, yeah.
Okay, so like
I would
maybe
be open to
lipo or Botox or other implants.
I think it would depend on what I'm insecure about at that point.
Let's go 30 years forward. Better looking at 64 versus now.
Do you think you'll be better looking in 10 years than you are now?
I'll make sure I will be, yeah.
Better looking?
Better looking, yeah.
Do you think you'll be better looking in 20 years?
Here's the thing.
No, that's a yes or no question, Jan. If you think you'll be better looking in 20 years.
As a young woman, I can acknowledge that the height of my beauty is typically, like, I'm 24, 20s, early 20s, late 20s, 30s start to get a little rocky. However, I think this is very dependent on how you treat yourself. Like you said, the resources that you have money to do certain things. Like Lizzie Lohan just got all procedures at once and her face looks brand new. Crazy, but it's a thing. So the resources that you have, the procedures you decide to get, and just your upkeep can determine a lot. But that really takes a lot of resource. So if you don't have resource, you're the average everyday person. Aging is a thing. And if you age, obviously you're not going to look as good as you did when you were younger, but you'll still be beautiful at heart.
No. So given that, let's say you have the same resource and you do not get any work done, will you look better in 10 years?
Better, probably not the same. Yeah.
Okay. Given that you have the opportunity to have the resources now, would you look better in 10 years? Meaning all the surgeries that you say you could have, etc., you can have them now. Would you look better in 10 years?
I don't know. I don't know how those procedures actually work, to be honest. Like, how temporary.
Okay.
Like, you look good for 2 years and then you're tapped. I don't know. You start sagging in the nose.
Okay, because here's what you said. This is what I heard.
Okay.
You said in 10 years, your body going to change. You're going to age. Yeah. You're going to have procedures that's going to make you look better than those 10 years prior. So, hold on. Well,
sorry.
No, so the entailment of that, the question of that would be then, if you had the opportunity to age yourself 10 years and have the resources for today of those procedures, would you do that?
No. And I also don't think I would actually utilize those procedures, but I'm just kind of making an example of your everyday person. Like, if you wanted to get your whole face done, you had the money to get your face done. I know that's such a shitty argument.
It is trash. But you going. You fighting. You fighting it up in the bag.
You can't quit. It's too late.
You're too late. Too deep in it. Let's get it.
So,
let's go.
Like, if...
You're too deep in already. Let's go. Keep
like,
going.
If you wanted to get those procedures done, you could, and you could look just as good.
All right, I hear you. Let's continue on.
Yeah, next.
Now 34.
Again, I think it depends on what I'm willing to do at that point. Better looking. I think my audience changes, right? Who's the judge? Is it just me or is it generally?
Quick question, and we can get right back to the video. Who's the decider of your beauty?
Like in an intrinsic way,
No,
or like in the world,
in the world, in society, etc.
In humans.
Really?
Yeah.
You think humans are?
And it really depends on what you're being valued for. But like, for example, pretty privilege is a thing. Okay. So it's like you can get treated really well by men and women, right? You get free stuff, or you get complimented, or you get the doors open for you, whatever it is, from both sexes. If we're looking at the dating market, then it's men. If we're looking at just being favorable in the workplace, and it's men 9 times out of 10, that kind of thing. But overall, it's going to be people in general who are looking at you and being like, they ugly, don't do nothing for them.
Yeah.
Or oh, they must be nice because they're attractive. Do the most. So.
Okay, so you already, all right, because I'm about to say, I just wanted to make sure, because a lot of times people say, oh, I judge myself, and I would argue, how could you judge yourself? Because you wouldn't compare it to anything. You have to have some comparisons to be able to judge yourself. Yeah. But I just want to make sure you didn't have that argument.
No.
All right.
Right.
Okay. Actually,
I'm actually kind of confused by that. Why would your audience change? It's like the same amount of 20-year-olds as 50-year-olds are going to see you now as they do in 10 years, right?
Well, no, like I would consider like my judgment now is based on what my peers would consider, and so at 54, I'm also still going to be taking into consideration the opinion of my peers, which would be other people of the similar age. So
why wouldn't you take into account people who were 10 years younger than you?
I mean, I don't necessarily
like, at what point are they
their
not your
judgments.
peers anyway? Like, once you hit 20 or 25, are you just not a peer with somebody anymore because they're 35 or 40?
No, I think there's a limit to that. I think life experience can also change whether or not I consider someone a peer.
Yeah, so, I mean, I don't know that your audience would change much, right? Seems like it'd be basically the same people or the same demographics who would look for the attractiveness measure.
Maybe a better way to put it is like how we judge attractiveness changes by age. So I personally feel I'm more attractive now. A lot of that has to do with the level of self-confidence that I have. And so I don't think that I...
No, go ahead. Do you think that attractiveness changes over age? The judgment of it, because that's what her claim was.
Like,
are you going to stand with your sisters?
No, I think she doesn't make any sense. I mean, she's not even counting peers that are people that are just around you. Like,
yeah.
You know, she's not like in school or anything.
Okay.
That I know of. It just doesn't make any sense. I'm sorry. Like,
I thought she was about to be.
No, that's. You gotta cook. Like, she's not cooking.
That level of confidence at 24, and I think that as you age, especially as a woman, you gain certain perspectives that only add to your allure as a woman.
Can I ask you a question then?
Of course.
Let's say that a guy had the option between two 24-year-old women, and one was a drop-dead knockout. She was gorgeous, but she was really shy and bashful and didn't have much confidence. And the other one was really not very good looking at all, but she was a boss babe. Who do you think he would prefer?
The pretty one.
Oh, damn.
The pretty one.
She already...
That's an
how you already knew what I was about to ask? Yeah, you definitely got brothers and dads. You definitely got...
Yeah, like, I got 6 older brothers, baby.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
We're locked in.
Yeah, you definitely got some game.
Yeah.
I don't know about the intro, but the red pill and chill, we still... Okay, so you already familiar with how, I guess, men view women in a certain context.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, but also, I think it's just... I think it's important for women to have their own. I'm a woman. I have my own. Like, there's nothing wrong with that.
Have your own? What do you mean? Like, found that financially?
Yeah, financially. Like, you should, especially... Sorry, y'all.
No, you
I'm going on. Especially in today's age, there's no reason that you shouldn't be able to take care of yourself financially. And I honestly I don't think it makes you masculine as a woman to have your own and have your priorities in check. I think you should have your priorities in check. However, when dating, you don't lead like a man would lead, as if you're going to financially hold down the fort, right, for a household. Yeah. Because if that's not what you're going to do, I think it takes away from your femininity as far as showing up in attributes that would add value to a man's life, because he's already coming in from a super hard place. Like, maybe he's working and everything's like rah, rah, rah. Yeah. And he comes to you and you're like rah, rah, rah. And then it's like, well, what do I need a woman for? I could just get a boyfriend at that point. So it's like leading with that. No, like, I'm like, what the fuck? So I think like women leading with that boss babe is like not the ideal scenario. You shouldn't do that. But I don't think it's a bad thing for a woman to be educated and know how to work hard and know how to take care of things. But that just shouldn't be how you enter into a relationship. I hope I'm making sense.
No. You're making perfect sense. I just disagree with one slight part of it. Yeah. But everything else, 100%. Yes, you should definitely strive to be your own person. You should definitely strive to go to school. You should definitely strive to have your own job, etc. I disagree with the notion, though, that having your own stuff and all that stuff doesn't make you masculine. It absolutely does. Point blank. There's no... If you just look at the characteristics of what's masculine versus what's feminine, by definition, it would have to. You would have to be assertive, dominant, etc., to be successful in most industries. I don't think there's any industries where you could be submissive, feminine, cooperative, etc., bow down to people, etc., versus the other. I just don't think that's happening.
Well, like, sorry, I know we're doing a video review.
Let's talk. Yeah, we talk about everything. Let's get it.
Being strong-minded, right? Being assertive, being dominant in a place of business is where business is, right? That doesn't mean you take that home.
Oh, I
That's
love
just-
this argument. Oh
That
my
doesn't mean
god.
it doesn't
No,
mean
let
take
you
it
go.
home.
Go ahead. I want to get it all out.
Well, what? Yeah, like this is coming from like I own multiple e-commerce businesses. I do really well, right? And like all my exes have been what you would quote high value guys, right? People, some of them, like my most recent ex, he was a cardiovascular surgeon. He was doing well over $500K a year, right? So he did really well.
Yeah.
But I also was doing extremely well. But I never brought my financials into our relationship. So even though I had it, it was never like, oh yeah, like woo. It was always like, he's got us, like we're covered. Like I don't have to lead with me making all this money because it doesn't really relate in this situation.
Do you think that men should be the sole providers, or do you think they should be more of a 50-50 or 75-25 or 60-40 when it comes to finances?
I think a man should be a sole provider. Yeah.
100%, meaning the dynamic is the woman, I'm guessing, from your perspective, is stay at home, raise the children, and the man is out there working in the field, world, etc.
Yeah, I mean, if that's the dynamic of marriage, like a traditional marriage, yeah.
I'm talking about what you want. I'm talking about what you want.
What I want, it's gonna be a mix-up here, because I need someone that's significantly more powerful than me. Someone who makes significantly more money than me, and I make a good amount. And so my narrative, do you know who Alex Hormozy is?
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, I'll end up with a guy who does business, who's super dominant and like super goes and gets it, and like we would have a relationship in which it's a partnership. You're building a family business. You're actually building generational wealth to pass down to generations. And so though I would be taking care of the kids, it doesn't mean I'm just at home, right? Or I'd get a guy who's like in academia, and I would be a housewife, but I just have my things on the side, and that would be that. So either narrative for me personally would work, but
he has to be better.
He has to be better than me, because there's a level of respect. There's a level of power and authority and like just meekness that comes with dating certain type of men, and you have to. I don't know. For me, like you have to be that guy for me to really like be okay with submitting, because if I can lead well, then you have to be able to lead 10 times better than me. You're gonna lead me. If you're gonna give me your kids, like you gotta be able to lead these babies. Like it's the whole ecosystem. So,
okay. Yeah. Do you understand? This might be super sidetracked, but I have to ask it because of this leadership thing. Yeah. Do you understand what submission is?
By what standard? Like
what is in the standard of dating relationships? You are, let's say you are married, and it's not even a dating relationship. Like it's not boyfriend girlfriend. Y'all are married. What is submission? Can you give me an example? No, because I can't give you the answer. So
you don't have to give like a situational example. Like,
even if I give a situation, it kind of alludes to the fucking answer.
No, just don't allude. Just say like your husband.
Submitting. Let's say, for example, y'all have a kid, and one wants to go, and you want to take the kid to Red Pill and Chill or Red Pill Academy, and he wants to take the kid to Blue Pill Academy, and he says Blue Pill Academy is better. You in your heart and your head think that Red Pill Academy is better. What happens next?
I'd voice my opinion. Like first, right? Yeah. And then if we come to a disagreement, sometimes you have to let a man be a man. Just let him lead. Like you could be wrong, or you could I could be wrong, right? And I just let him take the situation to where it needs to go, and it turns out great. I could be right, but I still say, okay, this is what you want to do. I've expressed how I feel. I'm not gonna overthrow your power, if you will. You're still gonna lead. This is what you feel is best. It's fine. We'll do what you want. And he might say, oh yeah, well, I didn't like Blue Pill Academy as much. I'm glad that you mentioned Red Pill Academy, and I've learned from this, and you've learned from this, and next time we'll go to Red Pill. Like, it's not like some big, oh shit, he's gonna get the.
I'm saying you're really passionate about the school. Like you looked it up, you saw it was dope, etc. And then you looked up Blue Pill Academy. You said, bro, this is whack. Why would he think that he should go to Blue Pill Academy versus Red Pill Academy? I don't understand it. Yeah. Oh, you might be a W. Hey, get y'all some church girls, bro. All y'all out there, get you some church girls. Because if you that nigga. If you that man. If you that man. Yeah. That's why I had a preface for it. Yeah.
But it's because there has to be peace.
Yes.
I'm sorry. It just becomes dysfunctional if you're nitpicking little things. Yeah. It's just pick one and go with it, and then you either.
But hold on. This is your son now. This is your firstborn son. This
So
is
what?
your firstborn son.
Like,
You love him so much. You want the best for him. I'm trying to put it in your head.
Okay, like,
you wanted the best for him. You want to see him succeed,
it doesn't matter.
do good. Okay.
Here's the thing, though, because this goes back to what we very first talked about, which is vetting.
Yeah.
If you vet well, you trust that person enough to know, even if I don't agree with their decision, they have the ability to make a decision. I trust them. I've chosen them to lead me.
Where your podcast at? All right, let's continue. Let's continue.
Me personally, you said she's not attractive at all. Like
no,
what?
Not you personally. What do you think the guy would prefer?
I mean, I think it would depend on the guy, right? Like, what are his goals?
Just
for
your
this
average, most of your average guys, right? Just on average, what do you think? Which one do you think you would prefer?
I mean, I think he's gonna go with the prettier one.
Yeah, exactly. So the thing is like, if that's the case, and I would agree with you, right? I think that that's a reasonable assessment to make. Then what the hell does confidence have to do with anything? Like, if we're asking for a physical metric of beauty, and that's what we're after, so often I hear women say, well, but I'm a lot more confident now than I used to be when I was prettier. But I don't actually understand that answer because it really doesn't have anything to do with the metric of the question of physical beauty, does it?
I think that the confidence piece comes from being comfortable in the position that we don't get dressed up for the boys, we get dressed up for ourselves and for the girls. And
I understand the confidence portion. I get the confidence part. I understand. What I'm saying, though, is that if we're asking for just a purely beauty standard, just a physical beauty, like confidence, somebody would have to talk to you. They'd have to know you. So that would have to come into play. There'd have to be an interpersonal dynamic. But what about just somebody looking at you?
I feel like I can determine whether a person is confident or not by looking at them.
What?
Not always.
I don't
think not always, but if you are observing a person looking for whether or not they are confident, you can tell by their body language.
No, yeah, I mean, you get 3 seconds. You're walking down the street, right? The guy's walking past you. He's got 2 seconds. He just takes a look, right? Oh, she's good looking, or she's not. They're not like, they don't got,
He makes
that's fine.
They're like, they're looking through their magnifying glass at you and observing you for multiple minutes, right? They're just like walking past you. You're not going to know what your confidence level is there. I
think it's pretty easy to determine. If they make eye contact, they're confident. If they're not looking at you and they kind of avert immediately, then they're kind of shy.
All right, shit, not making no sense. All right, so let's wrap up this video so we can get to the next.
Okay.
And then that would be the last one.
Okay.
So for you personally, you understand that your, I guess, beauty metric or what's the word I want to use? You top out around like 20. I'm using that word very specifically to try to invoke emotion. Yeah. You top out around like 30, 25, 30, because you said
25 is young. I mean, I'd say 30, but...
Okay.
That's,
okay. And then I'm guessing after that, you think you kind of stabilize, but it goes down slowly over slowly.
Yeah, I mean, but I think at that point, like 30, if slowly to who? Because if you're married by then like.
Well, it still could be to your husband. No.
I mean, yeah, to your husband, but I think if you marry the right person, it's to your husband. You guys are in a happy relationship, then that. Looks fade with time, so it's something you just accept. And
you can still be ugly.
I mean, yeah, if you're ugly.
No, I'm saying what I'm saying is this. What I'm saying is, as a man, you can still understand the objective truth that your woman is losing physical attractiveness, but still value the contribution she has to that relationship. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So you can still be like, I love my woman. I don't care that she got wrinkles. I don't care that she got this, etc. Because her values is way better than just beauty shit. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. Where can they find you?
Instagram. Barely, but
just say the name. You don't have to spell it out. Just say the name.
Jaye Pip-Hip-Key.
Jaye Pip. What the fuck? All right.
Yeah, it's weird. It's a weird name. It's tough on the
all right. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. If you want to see another video just like this, you already know where to find me. And I'm out. Peace.
Bye.
All right. Last one. Okay.